Korean players for military service. What is that? So Khan has to do his military service now. Faker doesn't have to join military because he's a high school dropout. However, he is still subject to alternative public service. It is possible he can get exempted from his alternative service for long-term waiting, just like Ambition Nuclear. Cool. Deft is also a high school dropout and he passed the test to receive a diploma. He was subject to military service, but his status may have changed due to his back injury. CoreJJ, he has to go, but he was able to delay it because he acquired the permanent residence right of US. In other words, he can't leave LCS. Good for LCS fans. Yeah, so I remember I had Expect on my team, who was a Korean top laner, and he told me that he has to go to the army. He's currently in the army. Expect retired, but he didn't want to go. He was like, please, I don't want to go to the army. And I was like, how can you avoid going to the army? Basically, he said, there's two ways I can avoid the army. One, I'm like unable to, I'm like basically disabled to a point, right? Where like I'm, my legs aren't working properly, or my hands, or my whatever the fuck. Basically, I have to be really unhealthy. And the second one is if you get a residency of another country, right? So if you get he was very close to getting European residency. He could have got residency in Europe because he was there for 4 years. In Germany, he probably could have got it. But the problem is, if you get residency in Germany, for example, and he stays in Germany, he can't go back to Korea. Because if he goes back to Korea, then he has to do military service. So you can't go back, I think. And that might be wrong, but that's what he said to me. He said, if I get the residency, I can't go back. Because then I've like dishonored my country or something. Exiled, yeah. So it's a weird one.